Well, hey there, folks. Backyard update, middle of April, April 15th, 2025. So dead minter, dead middle of April, pretty much. Um, you see the climbing rose bushes have started to get some green leaves starting to grow there. I haven't done anything in here. This is just all from last year. Bulbs and whatnot are starting to pop up. Those surprisingly are from last year. They actually held in there. Those are snapdragons. Same thing here. That's some kale I planted for the tortoises. It's coming back. Some bulbs and stuff. I got some wildflowers, marigolds, all kinds of stuff in there. They'll come up a little later. Um, Periwinkle, I trimmed that back. You can see new growth in there. I forget what this is, but it's been there since last year. I cut it down. You can see it's starting to come back up. Um, I wouldn't be able to tell you what this one is either unless I kept that. So that's what that is. This one here is all coming back from last year. A couple big bushes right over here. I don't know the names of them, but they come back every year. They're perennials. These little, they look like miniature carnations. They come back every year. You can see we have a whole lot of, you know what? I thought those were sunflower seeds popping up. I think they are. Those are probably sunflower seeds. I'm probably going to have to thin that out quite a bit, but this will just explode. I cut all my butterfly bushes down to nothing this year. So you can see that one starting to come back up there. And, I got some shrubs and whatnot in those buckets over there. So things are starting to wake up. I did go ahead and throw a coat of UV clear coat on all my roosters and whatnot to try to help them, survive the UV from the sun. They've been here a few years, so starting to look a little faded. Trying to help them out a little bit. There's my Mexican donkey right there. Some daffodils popping up over there. These will be beautiful tulips right here. They come back every year. Strawberries are popping up in there, and then later on a bunch of marigolds will all pop up in there as well. I believe that's like maybe an orange rocket brayberry, I believe is what it might be called. I usually don't cut it back, but I did this year, and you can see it's really thriving, so it's a good thing I did. The grass is starting to wake up right here. This here is actually doing really good. I was surprised. I didn't think it was going to make it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oh, look at that. The crows are back. Have to put some, or the ravens, I mean. Have to put some peanuts out for them. Yeah, this is just really surprised me because I had one here and one over there, and that one did not make it. It died over the winter, but this one's doing beautiful. This here, I've got all kinds of wildflowers and marigolds and all kinds of seeds in there, which will be popping up. This I actually started last year from just a clipping. This is a fruiting mulberry, and you can see it's growing. Just started it from a scion last year from that tree over there in the neighbor's yard. So that'll be nice. And I feed those leaves to my tortoises. And once it gets too big, we'll do something else with it. Maybe I'll have to give the bucket away to someone to plant in their yard. I don't know. But for right now, I'm going to leave it there. I think if I just keep it low, it'll do good. Clean the water fountain out real well, so that way it has a good flow. The birds absolutely love it. I don't know, the little Walmart Christmas tree that's been here for about, I guess, 4 or 5 years. It's growing. I don't know. It's not doing too great. Check it out. Purple robe locust tree that I've had to cut because the wind keeps breaking it down. It's got a new shoot growing off of it. Look at that. Don't underestimate it. I cut it short on purpose just to try to get a bush out of it. Try to get it, strong. This here is all going to be wildflowers and sunflowers and whatnot. You can see they're just starting to come up right there. So this will all fill in nicely like it does every year. These are some type of lavenders or something. Perennials come back every year. This never does too great back here. I don't know. I put all kinds of good soil in it. I put irrigation in, I water it. Just things never really thrive too much. This shrub is definitely coming back. And these come back every year. I think they're like red hot pokers or orange pokers. They're real beautiful bulbs. And I did plant like 5 or 6 more in there this year. And since those do so good, I'm hoping the new ones I put in there really take off. Strawberries are starting to pop back up in here. Here we've got another shrub. I couldn't tell you the name of it unless I left that in there, which I did. So what's that called? A compounding, well, there you go. You can see it. That's been in there for years. This gets huge every year. I usually don't cut it back too much. This year I cut it back to nothing, but it'll thrive. These are also fruiting mulberries, volunteers from seeds from that tree, probably from a bird. And we had about 20 shoots coming up. So I cut them all down but 3. I know this is no place for a mulberry tree, but hey, that's where it started growing. I wish it was in the middle, but it is what it is. I'm going to leave it here because these things thrive no matter where you plant them, and the tortoises will really love these leaves. And I think in next year, you know, I'll probably cut them down pretty low. That way they can start branching out. But we'll see how long those last. Got another little, just some water here for the birds. Here's my Santa Rosa plum tree. Hopefully we get some plums on it this year. Last year I got like 2 plums. This is its, I believe this will be its 3rd year. So I don't know how much pollinator action we got. This tree budded extremely early when it was still very cold out. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how that one does. The chocolate mint comes back every year. That'll be growing like crazy here in no time at all. I have not fertilized the grass yet. I've just started watering it, turned my irrigation on. It's starting to green up on its own, as you can see. I'm going to wait until I mow it. I'm going to drop the mower down fairly low, cut it, and then I'll fertilize it. Here's the Rainier cherry tree. It's got quite a few buds on it. Here's the peach tree, red barren peach tree. That's what that is. Of course, I pruned all my fruit trees back during the winter time when they were dormant. It's already got its beautiful flowers, and now it's starting to get its leaves on it. Hopefully we get some peaches off of that. I got them for the last couple of years. I think this tree's on probably its 4th year. Third? No, I think 4th year now. It was a little tiny thing. It was like just a little sprig when I put it in. It's really grown quite well. I'm just trying to keep it so it doesn't grow so high. Here's the pear tree, as you can see. It's got its flowers right now, just starting to get leaves on it. This one always produces crazy amounts of fruit. Unbelievable. Up here, stuff's starting to grow on the goat's mountain back here. Those are some hollyhocks from last year. They really never did too much last year, but on the 2nd year, I can tell they're going to take off. I've got a bunch of marigolds and some smaller sunflowers and a bunch of stuff in this hill. You can see they're just starting to sprout. So this is a dry area for the yard. It gets water, but you know, being bare ground, it does dry out. So I'm trying to keep it a little moist. There's the tortoises above ground habitat, which they don't use. So some other creatures have went in there and just filled it all up with dirt and dug holes. Maybe we'll find out what they are. I planted these like 5 years ago. They do great every year. They start off in the spring and then they end up dying. It's a vine. I forget what kind it is. Clematis, I believe. See how it does this year. That's another type of plant I planted. We'll see how it does. This is a volunteer from last year. I know, it's a cottonwood. That big tree in the back's a cottonwood. I know these things are terrible, especially when they're for their roots and when they're close to a fence, but I'm going to leave it and see, like I told my wife, if it gets too big and destructive, which it eventually will, I'll just cut it down and that'll be the end of it. Got a bunch of wildflowers in here as well as some snapdragons there. I forget what those are. I planted those last year. This here, um, that one right there is either a, man, I forget, either a jasmine or a, I planted a jasmine and I planted a honeysuckle. I forget which is which, but this one, I don't think it's coming back. We'll probably have to do something else here this year. Got some more. God, look at these wildflowers popping up already. Isn't that crazy? I just threw them down a few days ago. Got another snapdragon in there. Here's that pear tree. There's the big cherry tree. Look at that. It's all bloomed out right there. This shrub here, I didn't know if it was going to come back either. It's its second year, but it did. It looks real healthy. I'm real happy about that. Strawberries from last year are starting to come back as well. And some runners made, they made it all the way down here and somewhere down there. So just leave them. I'll leave them alone. Grass is doing well. We got another wildflower and snapdragon in there. Here's one of the grapevines. I cut them back every year, but this year I left it a little longer than I usually do. And as you can see, we're already getting leaves. That's pretty early for the grapevine. That's usually one of the later things to start getting leaves on it, but it's starting. There's my son's fish in the barrel, and as you may have noticed, I got him a 150-gallon stock tank here. That's going to eventually replace that barrel, and this is going to hold 3 to 4 times more water as that. So that'll really allow those fish to thrive and grow. He likes them. He doesn't want to get rid of them. So he feeds them. He cleans the pump. He takes care of them. He bought the stock tank too. Picked it up on Facebook Marketplace, so he paid for all of it. Got some wildflowers in here. That's a butterfly bush. It looks like it's starting to come back. I trimmed it pretty aggressively there. There's Bird Village right there. I'm waiting to see if birds are going to move in it this year. They usually move in a couple of them. We'll see. Here's the apple tree. It's already flowered. It still has some flowers on there. It's just starting to get its leaves, as you can see. I did go ahead and spray all the fruit trees this year because I'm tired of those little worms getting in all the fruit. They're I forget what they're called. A little caterpillar lays their eggs and they're in all the fruit. So I sprayed them, and I'll probably spray them a couple more times throughout the year and try to minimize that a bit, because that does destroy some nice fruit. I don't spray the cherry tree. You really don't have to do anything with this. You just got to get the cherries before the birds get them. But you can see bees. You could probably see bees are going to town. The whole tree's buzzing like crazy with bees all over it. I did just fill up, clean, and use bleach to sanitize all the hummingbird feeders today and filled them up with sugar water. I got 3 of those out. Got the woodpecker birdseed cake out. And then this right here, this is a hummingbird feeder. You put fruit in it, like bananas and peaches, whatever. You put fruit in there, and as it decays, the little tiny gnats come, and the hummingbirds actually eat the gnats. So I've got that. I've already got some bananas and some peaches in there. We'll see how it does. And oh yeah, this one didn't make it, but same as that. So I put a new shrub in here this year. That's what they had at my local Lowe's, so I grabbed it. I'll show you what that. Oh, here it is, right here. Really pretty purple flowers. Well, that's what it is. I don't know, but I just get perennials that are full sun, so looks like it's doing okay. That's coming back. I think that's like burrowtail or something. I forget. I don't remember the names of all these plants. I just try to keep them growing and keep the yard looking good. But yeah, this is the middle of April, where usually stuff really doesn't start kicking off until May. But we've had a azalea, got some little, I guess some, I don't know, pansies or something, some baby's breath. There's a strawberry come back from last year. But yeah, we've had a mild, I got another one of those too. We've had a mild winter, and definitely a little warm right now this time of year. Got some strawberry plants I got to put somewhere. The cat mint has already just exploded. I mean, this will just get huge. And then this is regular mint. There's the dogolito back there. Want to say hi, dude? Huh? Want to speak? 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 Good boy. Good boy. But yeah, that's about it, folks. Let me know how things are going where you live, what you're up to. It doesn't look too good right now. It'll get growing here. Give it a few more weeks. The grass really needs to green up. First time I fertilize it, it'll turn nice and dark green blue. I do have some brand new, really nice rustic wooden windmills I have to put together. I've got two of them, one for the front and the backyard. And then I'm probably just going to sell those. But I still need to put those together. I need to pick up some rebar to really stake them in the ground. Yeah, I picked up this bench last year in Oregon. That's a nice cast bench there. That'll last forever. Unlike these, I have the cushions, but you got to put them up. You got to be careful with the fire pit. Burns holes in it. And my weather vane up there. All right, folks. Boy, look at that beautiful tree, huh? See that? What kind of tree is that over there? Beautiful colors. I'm guessing it's probably like a non-fruiting plum tree or something. Anyways, saying hello from northern Nevada up here in my high desert backyard. Y'all be good. Catch you later.